I did.
Can you do another living room session?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I'll see you. Guys, we're so excited to be with you on this Tuesday. One of the exciting developments is that this show is happening once a week. So if you are tuning in, maybe this is your first time, or maybe you were with us last Tuesday. Every Tuesday from 2 to 4 p.m., you're gonna catch Shirley and myself on
Radio 254.
Radio 254. But the link is 254 dot radio. Fantastic. Yeah. By the way, guys, if you are an aspiring presenter, if you're someone who's got a lot of stuff in your mind, things you want to talk about, and you need that platform to be able to do so, and if you're based in Nairobi also, Radio 254 is a platform that really prioritizes Kenyan content. Mm-hmm. And what you can do is you can just come and find their offices, Jasmine Center. Where guys, as usual, you know me and my big mouth, you know, debating with guys. Always.
Tati is always ready for fights.
You come at me, bro. Me, I'm ready. Uh-huh. The conversation was that, you know, this never-ending conversation in Kenya, people say or feel that there's no good music. Mm. And so I was just like, almost like a day, I was like, bro, look, I can find you 4 hours of Kenyan music right now. And so I literally hopped on Spotify, threw this thing together, and then it just started getting numbers.
And that's how the baby was born.
And that's how the baby was born. Then it was like, okay, if there's a playlist on Spotify, why not do a show that basically highlights the people who are featured in the playlist and the culture around it. And then I hollered at the show like, cause by the way, I was trying to remember, when did we meet?
What do you mean?
I'm really trying to remember like the specific instance where we met, because you just exist indefinitely in my head for some reason.
I remember. It was at Enoch's gig you were performing at the Hedgehog in Sarit.
That was when we met?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really like your music. And then I took a photo and sent it to my friends like, oh my gosh, Tetu is so cute.
Oh wow. Sure, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then when did you start like,
I don't know.
Remember you kind of like, you would go with me, you come through with the band,
yeah,
and you kind of like, yeah.
I really honestly can't remember. I think I did mention to you that I've done PR for artists.
Yeah.
So then that's where it started, and then I just started, and then just kicked off, guys. Shoot your shots, guys. Shoot your shots.
Shoot your shots, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it definitely feels like longer. Shola's been a good friend of mine for a while. There's a time I just used to drag her around everywhere. Anytime I have a show, she'd be there handling my business.
Yeah,
you know, like the artist needs water.
Talent manager, guys. Tetu needs peace and quiet before he starts performing, so no one calls him.
Do you remember that the gig we did for Chinese Watch?
Oh my goodness, yeah, yes. I remember.
Oh my goodness, you guys, you need to understand, that was kind of an embarrassing gig for me.
What? It
really was, because I don't know whether like people in China just like enjoy music in a different way, but that crowd was dead.
Not really.
Really?
Not really.
From your angle?
It wasn't that bad. I think in your head it's really bad, but it wasn't that bad.
In my head it's always bad, you know.
It really wasn't. People are really vibing to the music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's okay word for it.
Yeah.
You guys are just listening to Weche by Akoth Jumadi and UG. Before that was Nango by Tukur. I don't know who Tukur is. It's interesting. And Labdi. I will be a forever stan of Labdi.
Hey.
Ome is our very own African star. Part of one half of the... is it a collective or a band? They called Unganisha with an artist.
What's the difference between a collective and a band?
That is actually a really good question. So my understanding is that a collective doesn't have to include musicians or musicians. But whereas a band does. So you'll have a bass player, a guitarist, a drummer.
Okay.
But a collective can be a vocalist, a visuals artist, an illustrator.
Oh.
And if that sounds strange, that's actually what just a band was. Think about it. Okay. So Blinky Bill, frontman. You've got Mbidi, Marcia. Also the husband of Mayonde. Yes.
Damn, guys.
But he's a filmmaker.
No wonder Mayonde was always in those videos.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was like a community that they had going on, you know? So Mbidi was like a film guy. Then Dan Muli was an illustrator. Like he actually does comic books and stuff like that. And that's why they were so powerful, because a lot of times you find collectives can go further than bands, because in a collective you have like your music video director, you know, you have your
a different aspect of everything.
Everyone's bringing something a little bit different.
That's pretty cool.
So what I was talking about Unganisha, yes. But guys, we do have an interesting conversation that is happening today.
Yeah.
This is the Heroes Edition, and we will be discussing icons in Kenyan alternative music spaces. Who were the people who have contributed to the culture that we have today in Nairobi and around the country? And we're going to be jumping into a few people like Sauti Sol.
Hey, Sauti Sol.
Just a band. We're going to be jumping into Kampmula and kind of what that.
Oh my gosh, Kampmula.
Yeah, like honestly.
That was such a long time ago.
It feels like it was a long time ago.
It is a long time ago.
How old were you when Kampmula
Bro,
did their thing?
I don't even. This party don't start was. I was in primary school.
Yeah, because even me, I was young.
I remember having this whole songbook.
Really?
Yes.
Kampmula songbook?
Yes. No. Like a songbook where you write all your favorite songs and
Party Don't Stop was there. Yeah, you see? So you were in class 2. Oh my god. Teddy is over here in the studio and he said that he was in class 2. Me, I can't remember. I think I was like in high school or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. I'm old. But massive contributions that we're going to get in a life where Jobo, music industry, music business, and then I go home and it's more music industry, music business conversation.
You just want a break from that.
I want a break from that. And maybe that's just me.
Okay, but I get it.
Yeah. I think about, like, for example, like imagine like if your touring schedules are different. Like remember when Chris Brown and Rihanna
Are you
She's pregnant.
Are you part of that group? Guys, come on, surely.
You get my heart was broken. That she carries the baby of another man. Oh my god. This one, that wound went deep, bro.
Oh my god.
But
yeah. I don't know how many people she had.
Oh well. So I'll be fine. I'll heal. Don't worry. So I mentioned how when I was at that gig, the Living Room concert, basically Sauti Sol. And so I wanted to talk about Sauti Sol. Now, a lot of the conversations surrounding Sauti Sol. By the way, how old were you? What was your first sort of Sauti Sol experience?
It was Lazizi.
Okay.
I probably was in primary school. So.
You were in primary.
But yeah, that was my first encounter with Sauti Sol, and they were not even all that. You know, like they used to sing at Allianz.
Yeah.
And so I used to have my certificate for the plays.
Okay.
So then that was my original Sauti Sol fan.
Really?
You know, yeah, loved it from the very beginning.
So your sis used to take you for the shows?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Because she's older, so yeah.
And at that time, even as young as you were, like, could you sense sort of the cultural impact of what they were doing? Or might it was just like, oh, these are guys who are making some dope music?
I did recognize that not everybody was appreciating the kind of music they were doing. It wasn't mainstream.
Yeah.
And I actually figured that maybe I'm just not a mainstream person because they were not at a big deal. Who was singing something? Kina Prezo. They were not at hitting like Kina Prezo, but they had a very specific niche. So I could not make anything big out of it, but I could differentiate that this is not mainstream music.
I really love that you said that because a lot of people don't realize it. I mean, as big a cultural force as Sauti Sol is right now, and if you're not from Kenya, Sauti Sol is our biggest band, and they've accomplished a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of things in their illustrious career, bona fide legends. But a lot of people don't see them as having influence in the alternative music space. And yet, when these homies came out, their music didn't sound like anything on radio. And I seem to remember that even BN speaking on this and about how their earlier years, I remember watching his CTA, his live interview on YouTube. By the way, if you want to check out their story, it's all on, you know, like in the gospel spaces, you have Diana Marua, wife of Bahati, she's like a rapper now, right? And she is just coming out, you know, with like some music and stuff, like she's just kind of come out of nowhere. And if you look at it, like, do you need a moment?
No. Oh, Diana, but
Yeah. So Diana, basically, you know, you look at a lot of like the marketing surrounding the song, and you see that it's not really about the music.
It's really not about the music. I feel like that's a lot of disrespect to artists who have worked so hard to make. I can't imagine for the life of me. I mean, I know everyone is allowed to express themselves the way they want to, but for Diana, it's a whole other thing. It's different.
It is different. But you know another angle that I see from the Diana thing, that I saw also from Tanasha Donna.
Oh, but Tanasha could sing somehow. Somewhat.
Yeah, so the thing that I was telling you about Diana and Tanasha Donna, can we focus here, please?
Okay.
So, so one thing that it has shown me is that the issue really about people not knowing that music exists is rarely about the music, and it's about marketing dollars. You see, the benefit that Tanasha Donna had when she came out, she's very sharp, was that, you know, she aligned herself with Diamond Platinums, which is a very big brand, right? And you look at her first two songs, like basically getting like 1 million views.
Yeah.
That is unprecedented. That's not the natural trajectory for music. And the same thing is happening with Diana, and it just shows you that if you have enough money to market something, then you can push.
But is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, it's just the reality of the industry. The other side of that coin is that there are incredibly talented people who don't have the money to push their music, and so people will never know that they exist.
Okay. Actually, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, while we're talking about Diana and Tanasha, do you feel like their music has potential, has a lifelong, what do you call it?
Lifespan, what's it
Yes,
called? Like
yes, like a long shelf life. Yes.
No, but that's at face value. It depends on whether they change their strategy or not. So I'll give you someone who has taken a moment, in a cultural moment, and transferred it into a career. She's not a musician, but it's Aziad.
Ah, yeah.
Do you guys remember Aziad was like that dancer on TikTok?
Yeah.
Who was dancing to its song? A song by Femi, is it Femi One and
Major.
Major?
Is it Major? Yeah. I can't remember.
I can't remember the song. Teddy, do you remember?
Utawezana.
Utawezana.
Ah, yeah.
Exactly.
Can you play Utawezana?
But look, literally as I was driving to the studio today for the radio show, she's on a billboard right now. Yeah, like up on Gong Road, I think for Sound City Radio, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but basically that's someone who was able to take a moment in time and convert it into like a career. So it really depends, like on Tanasha Donna and on Diana. But basically that's as much as we'll talk on that. I know we do try to focus as much as possible on alternative music, and there is something to focus on. Chimano, 4th member of Sauti Soul.
Woo!
And no, there was a point I was getting at with BN. Listen, remember I was telling you BN is a cultural force.
Yeah.
I was at 18. Remember I told you my first 18?
Yeah, your debut.
Like around like 2 a.m., the whole place is shouting, Aroro, when Wembe was playing. Fam, do you know guys don't even know what they're singing there? Aroro is a nickname for Aaron Rimbui.
Oh!
Guys who have been in the scene for a long time call Aaron Rimbui Aroro.
Oh my goodness! I didn't even know that.
No one, did you know that, Ted? No one makes that connection, but
now,
the thing...
listen to this song very differently.
Listen to it very differently, because that is a testament to BN's brilliance. This man took a jazz artist, mind you, a legend. Those of us who have been in live music, Aaron Rimbui is a legend. Legend. And he's relocated to the US, where he's now pursuing his jazz career in New York, while he lives in New Jersey. He's not even in Kenya. But this man was brought into the public space, to the point where 1824 is singing at the top of their lungs, Aroro, and they don't know that they're singing the name of a jazz musician. Do you know what that shows? What that's a testament to? When you have influence, look at ways you can use that influence to put people on that otherwise would never be put on.
Yeah.
There is no version of the multiverse where Aaron Rimbui as a jazz musician
Would make it on by himself.
not in Kenya. But he partners with BN, a man who respects his musicality, respects his contributions to music, and all of a sudden, 1824, I sing Aroro. So guys, Mbwe, if you didn't know, Aroro is the name of Aaron Mbwe. Up next, tell us what we're going to be playing next.
So up next, we're going to be playing Friday Feeling by the one, the only Chimano.
The Fabulous. And I will tell you guys a very interesting fact about Chimano after this song.
Aye,
Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, please.